Hello and welcome back to Little Drops of Wonderful, where I talk about all things to do with crochet and knitting and crafts and yarny things and all the things I get up to in my making life. My name is Ali and I am in Kent in the UK, a very, very, very wet and windy Kent. We've just been outside in the wind and the rain trying to put a new tarpaulin on our chicken's run. So I feel a bit frazzled and a bit still sort of thawing because it's really cold, but the existing one that covers their run had ripped and was flying everywhere, so we had to quickly order a new one which arrived, so we went out there and did it straight away. But the chickens are very happy and dry, but we were very soggy, so I felt a little bit now. So the best antidote to that is to come and sit down and have a lovely chat with you about all things to do with what I've been making. Vlogmas starts today. I'm filming this on Monday the 1st, but I don't think you'll see it till the Sunday, which is the 7th. Yeah, 5, 6, 7, yeah, the 7th of December. But I wanted to get one last update out before the end of the year. I'd fully intended to get a few videos out, but life has ramped up recently, so I'm very happy to be sitting down to talk about this. I'm wearing my finished hot chili shawl. It's a free pattern by Annie Designs, which I made during Vlogtober, which I do my daily vlogs on my vlogging channel, which is This Little Wonderful Life. So during Vlogtober, I had the Halloween countdown from Greenlambkin yarns, and I made this as I went along. Yeah, so I'm wearing that to keep me warm today. I'm so pleased with this. I wore it yesterday when we went ice skating in London as well. On my Vlogmas, which starts today, I have got 3 yarny advents. So I'm going to be opening those every day and showing what I've got. So what I'll do is, for today when I film opening the first one, I'm going to film like all the advents that I've got, because I bought 2 and then I had a surprise one as well, which I'm very excited. So when I go to film that and open the first ones, I'll include that at the end of this podcast as well, so you can see what I've got. And then if you want to come and see what I'm getting every day, just hop along to my other channel to watch Vlogmas every day and see all the yarny things that I'm going to get. And I'm going to talk a little bit in this video about what I want to make and other crafty plans. So let's get started with some finished things. The first one is a big one and it's right behind me here. It's not been blocked or anything like that. I am going to block it. I'm probably not going to soak it and block it. I'm probably going to lay it out and then spray it, because it's really only the edges that need blocking. But it is my weekender blanket. I'm going to need to stand up to show you this. So last time you saw this was in my October wrap up, and there was an obscene amount of ends to deal with. Well, all the ends have now gone and the border has been added. And here it is. This is the finish. This is the weekend. It was based on the Weekender pattern by Sandra at Cherry Heart, but I kind of went off and did my own thing a bit, because that pattern is a join as you go hexy pattern and the hexagons are bigger. So I did use the basis of the hexy pattern, but I did it my own way, joining at the corners and so on. I made them smaller and I did them all individually and then sewed them all together, hence the obnoxious amount of ends. So this is the front. The yarn was all from the Blanket Club from Greenlambkin yarn last year, and I decided to group them together in their colours, kind of in a rainbowy type layout. Here's the back, so you can see that I am not lying. There is not an end remaining, and I'm really pleased with how neat it is, how it was all sewn together. You can just see a little raised bump where it's been sewn together, but it's just so neat. It was really fun to do. I like that kind of fiddly bit when I'm making. And then the border is the exact border from the pattern. This is what needs blocking a bit. Can you see how pretty that is with the bobbles? These bobbles were such a pain in the bum to do, but oh my goodness, so worth it. Whoops, that's my notes going on the floor. So worth it. And I used for the border, it took me ages to decide, and you lot helped me decide. I used a King, is it King Cole? Yeah, a King Cole Merino Blend DK Superwash. So it is 113 yards, 104 metres in 50 grams. The shade is 55, which is gold, and it's 100% pure new wool. That's it. Because it was that perfect kind of golden yellow that I wanted to finish it off. Now, we're going to be ordering new sofas. It's another decision we're making on colours. And I think we're going to go for dark green. Bit worried about it, but also quite excited about it. And I think this is going to look amazing on a dark green velvet sofa. Absolutely so chuffed with it. Initially, I hadn't straightened the edges, so the edges were all, let me just throw these down there. The edges didn't have these half hexies. I had made half hexies throughout the year and I decided not to include them, but then when I did the border, I realised I didn't like the look of the border being like this all the way round, and I wanted the straight edges. So I went back and sewed in all the half hexies, and for all of the rows I managed to have a half hexie that I'd either already made or had the yarn to make to match the colour, bar I think 2. So for this one, the blue, I just added in a sort of greeny one, and then there was another one, oh yeah, there. It's kind of just a purpley one. It picks up the purple in this row. Was that it? I think that was it. So, but other than that, they were all the perfect match, and I'm so happy with it. Let me pick up my notes. Have I said anything more about this? Greenlambkin yarn, pattern from Cherry Heart. The ends are gone. I am so thrilled with this, and it's really, really weighty as well. It's a really nice weighty blanket, so it's a really nice one to snuggle under. And like I say, it looks amazing on the sofa, even though this is my old sofa. So that's where that's going to go for now. I've also, hang on, let me get back into a more comfortable position. I also finished some little miniature Christmas stockings, which I don't have, but I do have a couple of pictures of, because I put some pictures up on Instagram. So here they are. This is the mini Christmas stockings pattern by Cozy Rosie UK. It's a free pattern on her website. I use scraps of DK cotton, and I used a 3.5mm hook for these. I only had a certain amount of red and I ran out, so you can see on one of them it's got a white leg, and then I just made up around the top some little white bobbles along the top, and then I had one little strand of red left and I just wove it in, sort of stitched it in around the top. I was really pleased with how that one came out. Yeah, so what is it that something about invention and necessity. Can't remember what the phrase is, but I'm sure you know what I mean. But I loved making these, and I made them for work because we have a little Christmas display in our museum shop, and it's all on a little table, and I made the stockings to go along the front of the table because it's like stocking filler ideas, and then someone in the gallery made a pretend fire, so if I've got a decent picture of it, I will put a picture up of how it all looks at work as well, because I was really pleased with those, and they were so fun to make, really easy. Once you've made a couple, you can just make them off the top of your head, and they're really quick. So I think I'm going to make some to go along my fireplace here, not in red and white though, in some different colours. But at the moment you can probably just see we've got a happy birthday banner up at the moment. It was Phoebe's 15th, our youngest daughter, 15th birthday yesterday. So actually my first Vlogmas video is all about her. We went to London and we went ice skating at Somerset House. It was so amazing, and I had all the knitwear on. I had my Mary Margaret lace tam on, and I think I wore this scarf. I had my creepy crunkled mitts on that you've seen before on this channel, and I was just like, all the knitwear, all the crochet, all the knitting. Oh, I was so happy. It was so much fun. Where was I going with that? Oh yeah, bunting. So I'm definitely going to make some more of those Christmas stockings, and all the patterns and everything I talk about, as usual, will be linked in the description box. Okay, so things that I have progressed. Progress has been slow, but before, where's my phone? Before I move on to things that I progressed, I want to mention Readly. I partnered with them in my last podcast as well, and I'm partnering with them again. But I just want to mention that they've extended their 2-month free subscription offer to the US. Yay! Because so many of you asked about it. I got in touch with them and they've opened that offer up to the US. So let's get this up on my phone. Readly is an app, by the way, that gives you unlimited access to a ton of magazines. Newspapers too, but I'm here for the magazines. I'm going to hit the screen record so you can see what I'm seeing. I've used it for a couple of years now, and I love the fact that I can bookmark patterns and recipes and articles instead of cutting them out and putting them in my already overflowing folder of dog-eared magazine cutouts of recipes and things. I've now got all the recipes that I see in magazines saved in a nice neat thing in my Readly. Yeah, so it's made such a difference. Okay, so you should be able, where should I go? I'll go here. You should be able to see what I can see on the screen now. So it's really easy to navigate, as you can see. Here are all my saved favourites. I've got many. Oh my gosh. Oh, there's Christmas issues of Homestyle and Your Home magazine. Oh, I'm going to treat myself to those later. Oh, I'm going to make a turmeric latte and read those later. I love the Christmas ones. They're my guilty pleasure, those type of magazines. And you can bookmark articles and recipes and patterns, like I say, to come back to. So here are my bookmarks, which as you can see are exercise tips, recipes and crochet patterns. Welcome to my personality. So here I've got some weight routines saved in women's fitness, which I've really been enjoying doing. So that's a little bit aside from my usual crochet and knitting magazines. Got some gorgeous recipes and of course loads of crochet and knitting patterns. Now I booked this one last time. It's the granny striped sort of sideways jumper from issue 168 of Simply Crochet magazine. And I was thinking this might be a good choice for one of my advents. I've got an advent from James Makes Yarn. It's the 20 gram DK advent, which you'll get a glimpse of towards the end of this video. And I think it could work. What do you think? I'm really tempted by that. I'm tempted to do a garment with my advent from James. Also, here we go, you can share it with your family too, because you can have up to 5 profiles on the same account. So you can see here that I've got Dan and the girls and my mum set up. So everyone can save and favourite and read their own magazines without interrupting everybody else. Anyway, so you can get 2 full months totally free to read unlimited magazines with my link, or scan the QR code, which I'll put on the screen now. And remember, it's now open to US viewers too, so you can cancel anytime, enjoy your 2 months totally free. And then if it's not your thing, you can just cancel and you won't have paid a penny. I love a freebie. Okay. Let's chat about things I've progressed, or let's start with the things I have not progressed. My Jelly Roll crochet blanket and my 100 acre mitered square blanket, both patterns by Kate Jones. Let me just sit up a bit, there we go. I haven't made any progress on that. My temperature cross stitch, which is here, hang on, I'll flash it at you. There's not much point in flashing it at you because nothing's happened, but just in case you've not seen it before. So you can see how far behind I am. We're nearly at the end of the year and I'm not, it doesn't look like I'm closing up that square yet, does it? So this is recording the temperatures every day. No progress on that. Really want to sit and just sit under my light and just feel festive and just do that. We're putting the tree up this week, so maybe I'll do that and sit by the tree and enjoy doing some cross stitch. But yeah, life and work. I'm working a bit more now and have just really ramped up recently, and it's taken up a lot of time and headspace. So progress has been slow on things, but that's fine. I know I've said it before. You know, my making life is my, you know, the thing I look forward to, and I don't want to make it a chore. It's not a chore for me. It's something I come to relax. So, you know, if things take a long time, they take a long time. It's okay. Speaking of a long time, here is something I've progressed. This is my April cardigan. And I have made some progress on it. In fact, I've made enough progress that I can put it on to show you where I'm at, because all I've got to do now is the sleeves. So this is a pattern by Petite Knit, and I'm making it, it's a DK weight pattern, and I'm making it in the yarn that I dyed in 2024 with Lay Family Yarn. It's called Wonderland Walk. It's inspired by my love of walking and magical forests and Alice in Wonderland and all of that. Yeah, so I have now, last time I saw you it was still all bunched up, and I was going to do the button band and everything like that. That was quite nerve-wracking because it's not something that I've done it once. No, I've never done it before. I've done a button band without buttonholes because my feather light cardigan has a button band, but it doesn't have buttons. So I've done that, but I've never had to put and place buttonholes before, so that was a whole new thing. Anyway, it's done now. Oh, I'm going to get all tangled. So let me put it on. I think as usual, even though I made a real effort not to do this, I think as usual I stopped too short. I always make garments too short, and I really tried not to. I'm also putting a jumper on over a jumper, so it's going to be quite hard to demonstrate fit. Ooh. Ah. Let's tie this up out the way. There we go. So, you can see, we can't. I'm just wearing my at-home loungy leggings, so I apologise for that. Actually, it comes down, it hasn't been blocked yet either, so actually that might not be too bad. And then it's going to do up, obviously here, and it's got quite a deep V. And I think, where's the final buttonhole? Here. So the top buttonhole is, this is so hard to show you, is here. So what I'm hoping is I can wear this without anything underneath it, maybe a little vest, and almost wear it like, let me see, like a jumper. That was such a palaver. But hopefully you got the idea. But I can put it on, and all I've got to do now is the sleeves. I haven't been decreasing for the sleeves. You're meant to decrease from about, I think it's about 78 stitches down to 50. I've got to this point of the elbow, and I think I can see that I've got a bit of excess fabric, so I think I am going to start decreasing as per the pattern, and I'll just decrease until I either hit 50 stitches or the length that I want it. I never like my sleeves particularly long, so I'll probably end it for sort of a short, not 3/4 length, but somewhere between 3/4 length and full length. But it's definitely time to start reducing a little bit, I think, because I've got plenty of room here and I don't want it to be too baggy. I'm so excited for this. So I've just got to crack on now and do the sleeves. I think once I've got the first sleeve done and I've written down what I did, so I know for the second sleeve, I'll feel a lot more confident. I don't know why I find making garments so scary. Is there anything else I want to say about that? I don't think so, but will I get this done before the end of the year? Wait and see, I don't know. Also, I've made progress on my year-long blanket project for this year. I feel like I'm really low down. That's a bit better. Which is, I'm using, again, I've chose a pattern, but I've kind of gone off on my own again. So I started with the Dolphin Blue blanket by the Crochet Swirl, which looks like this. But actually, what I'm doing is really my own granny square blanket now. But I will refer back to that pattern when it comes to, no, I probably won't actually, because I know what I want to do. So I'm making the squares with my Greenlambkin yarn blanket club for this year. You get 4 DK minis a month. So I'm making the granny squares out of those. So here are my latest ones. I can't remember where we were up to, but these ones are particularly gorgeous. That looks so nice on the screen. And look, with the green. I think this was the Acer ones, but I might be getting them mixed up. But yeah, oh, so pretty. So I'm making granny squares. They're 8 rounds. I turn at the end of each round. And what I'm going to do when I've got them all is do 1 row around each of them in a contrast colour, yet to be decided, then join them, and I might go back to that pattern by the Crochet Swirl to see if there's a border instruction. And the way I'll join the squares once they've all got their border is I will probably join them with a raised join, using single crochets, or I might use the same join, which was the mattress stitch join, which was a sewn join, because I really like how that looks. And I'm not going to have as many ends to weave in sewing together squares than I did with hexagons, and they're bigger. So that's my plan for that. So I've made quite a bit of progress. I've also got quite a few, like at the end I've always got a gram or two left, so it's getting bigger and bigger in my little pouch here by Mouse in Paris. Loads and loads of squidgy scraps, so I need to think of something to make with all of those. I've also got all the squidgy scraps from last year's as well in here, so I've got lots of squidgy DK scraps to make something with. Maybe I should make a DK granny triangle, which is like my favourite pattern of all time. Here's the original. This gets used all the time by all members of the family. This is my original granny triangle that I made, oh, years ago now. 6 years, I'm not sure. 5, 6 years ago, at least. And I made this with all just gift yarn, advent swaps and so on. I love it. So maybe a DK version of that would be good. Drop that over there. Oh, I've gone off on a tangent. Is there anything else? Oh, right, yeah, socks. So my sock enthusiasm is still completely absent. I was thinking of casting on some Christmas socks with the self-striping yarn I got at Whitstable. That was the last video on this channel. I did a vlog about my trip to Whitstable. By Madrigal Yarns. This is in the Christmas bauble colour. Oh, I just love this. Is such a sort of vintage Christmas colour, and they're really narrow stripes as well. I just love this so much. But I've got another pair of Christmassy socks in here. This is my lovely little sock cup by Bethany at the Wandering Pearl. It's got London on it, which is rather lovely because that's where we were yesterday. See if it's got Somerset House on there. No, but we did see the London Eye yesterday as we came past it on the train. So in here I've got my Jolly Holly socks that I'm making with Jolly Holly by Greenlambkin yarn. Oh, it's so Christmassy, isn't it? But I've made no progress on those either. So do I really want to be casting on another pair and have 2 pairs of Christmas socks and no sock enthusiasm? I don't know. We'll have to see. And speaking of things I bought at Whitstable as well, I've got my amazing ball of yarn from Knotted by Niche, or Knotted by Niche. This is her Spooktacular colourway. This is this year's Halloween colourway. And this is brushed merino lace. So it's totally, I don't react to this at all like I do with any of the other floofs. This is gorgeous. And you get, so this is 100 grams, and you get 600 metres in 100 grams. So it's superwash merino nylon. And I would really like to make a garment with this, but what? I keep thinking about it. Like I wake up sometimes and I go, that yarn, I'd love to make a lovely like jumper. Maybe something, I think, did I mention when I was talking about it when I bought it, maybe something like the As If tee? That might be nice. But if you've got any idea for a lace weight garment, particularly for one that's like 600 metres, please let me know, because I just love it. I love the black in it, how it makes everything else pop. Oh, and it's like cuddling a little soft woodland animal. Not that I go about cuddling woodland animals, so I wouldn't know what that felt like, but I imagine it would feel like this. Yeah, what else? I was going to cut up my extra wide crochet blanket, which you've seen me talk about a couple of times. I made this huge blanket over many years when I had postnatal depression, and but it was just too wide. It's ridiculous. So I've been working on how to cut it vertically. And I've got to a stage where I was like, right, I'm ready. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get the camera set up. I'm going to cut it, and we're going to see what we can do. I folded it up. I put it on the kitchen chair, and then I tucked the kitchen chair underneath the table to stop the cat getting on it. I mean, already that plan was hugely flawed, because cats will do whatever you don't want them to do. We don't have a cat either, by the way. This is next door's cat. So she got on it anyway whilst it was under the table. In fact, I think she preferred it because it was all hidden. nice and comfy on the chair, out the way, and she thought, oh, this is going to be now my preferred place to sleep. You know how cats get a place where they go, right, I'm sleeping nowhere but here. I don't want anyone to disturb me. I'm going to sleep exclusively here for the next 3 weeks, and then I will never look at this place again. She's in that phase now of only sleeping on my crochet blanket underneath the table, so I can't do anything. I did take a bit of video, which I shall put as I'm talking, so I can't do anything with that until she comes out of that phase. But we seem to be talking about making plans now, so I'll just keep going. I would need advent projects, so I've talked about that granny square jumper from the Simply Crochet magazine, which I'm thinking of for my James Makes Yarn advent. I normally do a whole roundup of mini skein pattern ideas by this point in the year, but again, life, work. So I haven't even done that. So I don't even know what I'm going to be doing with my other 2 advents yet. So any ideas, please put in the comments, because I need all the help I can get this year. I want to finish my cardigan. I'd really like to have that by the end of the year. I want to get back on track, as I said, with my temperature cross stitch. I don't need to pick it up and show you again. But I also want to do some other crafts as well. Like I've got bits that I picked up when I went to Yarndale. So I've got my needle felting hearts that I got from Bergen and Bar. I'd love to do these because they're almost kind of festive, or they might be nice for January when, you know, all the Christmas decorations are down, to have something up. And this is definitely a pre-Christmas thing. I got the textured embroidered flower wreath kit from, oh, there's no name of the, hang on a minute. This is what it looks like. You will have seen it in the Yarndale vlog. Oh yeah. Kate's Cloths, of course, that was it. Kate's Cloths. So this is all the instructions, and you get, like, she does a wreath for each season. So I went for the Christmas one, but I need to get that done so I can put that up as well. So I've got all these things that I'd like to do. I've got a book nook that I want to make, a Christmas one. So I need to get to these things, enjoy some Christmas craft time. And of course I'd like to make some more of those little stockings for the fireplace as well. Okay, have I sort of covered everything? I know it's not a huge amount this time. Oh, I've got a winner to announce. I did a giveaway on my Whitstable vlog, and I asked everyone if they wanted to be entered into the giveaway to use the phrase neon rainbow in their comment, because I got 2 little things from Whitstable. I got a little mystery bag from Little Lycac Yarn there, so I don't know what's in there. You'll definitely get a little mini skein and a couple of other little bits. And then I got a self-stripe edition from All Wool That Ends Wool. So this is just 3.5 grams, or 2 times 3.5 grams. So you get 2 little rounds of self-striping that you can put into a plain sock. I just love this. And I'll put a few other little bits with it as well. So I asked everyone to include the phrase neon rainbow. I drew a winner just before I started filming. That winner is, I'll put it on the screen as I'm talking, so you can see who the winner is. I think your name was Stitch Itch, and I will read out what you said. Neon rainbows spice up socks perfectly, but imagine them in some mitts. I bought some for myself as well. They would be amazing in mitts, wouldn't they? This was a great size show. So many are overwhelming because they're so large. Very true. Lots of lovely purchases too. Thank you very much for your comments. So please get in touch with me. Send me an email at littledropsofwonderful@gmail.com. That is the #1 best way to get hold of me. Instagram messages. I cannot stay on top of them at all. Things get lost there all the time. So please, if you ever want to contact me, please email me. And speaking of the winner from last time, from the last episode, the October wrap-up, Karen Hickman, who won the Attic Spin Dye Beetlejuice yarn set. I haven't heard from you yet, so please get in touch with me via email so I can get that sent out to you as well. Okay, that is it. A very quick episode today, because I'm now going to go and start filming Vlogmas and opening up my advents and so on. So please come and join me for Vlogmas. There's going to be yarny things every day. We're going to be talking about a book of the day every day, and it's just general life, ordinary Christmas preparation, festive activities, and just general ordinary life here in England in December. So it's very cosy and very fun. So please do come and join me. Please let me know what you're working on. What advents have you got? Have you got a yarny advent or other kind of advent? Please tell me that in the comments. And advent projects, mini skein projects, things I can make, particularly crochet, because I do lean towards crochet in the festive months. Yeah, let me know. And if you can't be bothered leaving a full comment, just leave me, what kind of emoji could you leave me? Oh, we've just been talking about neon rainbow, so leave me a rainbow emoji if you just want to leave that and you can't be bothered saying anything. And if you can't be bothered doing that, just give me a thumbs up if you can, because it really helps my channel and it tells YouTube that you're having a good time. Thank you for joining me. I will see you again very soon, probably in January, with a little roundup of what I got made in December, and looking forward to what we're going to be making and doing in 2026. So until then, happy knitting, happy crocheting, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. And then we're on to the yarn advents. This is my surprise one. It's from a homespun house. I know nothing about this advent. I need to go and look at her Instagram to see if there's a theme or if it's a fade or anything like that. I've only had a brief look, but already I can see that I've got one. It's got a day 25, but under the tree, a full-size skein. I don't know what's in here. Usually with Molly's, from what I know where I've had one before and also where I watch other people opening them, she always does a little stitch marker. So the one I had a little tiny little gnome. It was lovely. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I've got to get this out of the packet. Look. It's a little Grinch. How adorable is that? I love it. I love it. Right, let's open number one. Oh, first one I picked up, number one, and it's got lovely little ice skaters on. Oh, I wonder if it's got an ice skating theme. That would be good after yesterday, wouldn't it? Our festive ice skating at Somerset House. Oh, it's got ice skate. Oh, Advent 2025 holiday movie. Oh, so it's based on holiday, like Christmas films. Oh, look. Isn't that lovely? So this one is Little Women. Oh, maybe I'm going to have to start trying to watch all the films that are connected with the yarns. That is gorgeous. I won't go into like such vast chatty detail every day, don't worry. But you will see me opening my advents every day in one way or another. Oh, wonderful. I need to decide what to make. So that, thank you, Molly. So this was a gift from Molly, which was incredibly generous. So thank you so much, Molly. I am so excited to open this and make something with it. And then in here, where am I going to put this one? I'll pop it here. I'll pop it gently on the floor for now. This is one that I ordered right at the beginning of the year from James Makes Yarn. God, the yarn dyers this year are really knocking it out of the park with their fancy boxes. So I think I got the 20 gram DK advent. So James Makes Yarn, I've organised it. So this is the box James Makes Yarn advent came in. So I've squished it all in this side with all the yellow stuff. Ooh, this is not going well. And then on the other side here is the one that I've gathered across the year where I bought my Suzanne at Greenlambkin yarns advent as well. So I've squished that all in here. So I've got it all ready to go. So James's one is art club themed, and you get a little leaflet with it, and it's got some suggested patterns, and it's got a whole little thing about the inspiration behind it, and some tips and so on. Got some lovely pattern choices here. So we've got things like the Adventurous wrap by Amber O'Brien. That's really nice, actually. The Just Feel Festive by Kalisha at Quirky Monday. I've made a couple of those. So you've got crochet and knitting. And some blankets. There's Kay's jelly roll blanket there. Yeah, some lovely things. Really nice. I haven't had a proper read of this, so I will do a bit later today. So let's open number 1 of James. Love this pink and blue spotty theme. Alright, I've just ripped it to pieces straight away. Tried to be delicate and failed. Oh my goodness. Oh, okay, so they're not going to have individual names. Oh, that is gorgeous. So I'm thinking of possibly making a granny stripe jumper with James's advent. I'm not sure yet. I can't remember if I got 10 grams or 20, so I'm going to weigh it and see what my yardage is going to be like. Oh my word. I love that. Okay, so that's day 1. And then we've got day 1 of Greenlambkin yarn. This is themed Mrs. Claus's kitchen. Oh, there's a little thing in here. So number 1. So look at this is the little picture for the inspiration. Mrs. Claus's kitchen, and day 1 is candied peel. Oh, that's lovely. So I've gone for the 10 gram fingering weight advent for Suzanne's club this year. I do have 3 that are 20 grams though, because we had a bit of a mix up. So I gained 30 grams of yarn. But you know, I'll cope. So I've just got to decide now what I'm going to be making. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun opening those. I'll tell you what I don't have is a chocolate advent calendar, but I don't think I need any more, do I? Let's stack those back up so they look all nice and pretty. There we go.